Sorry, I was muted. Hello, everyone. Hi, this is Kyle, he, her, eldritch, cute entity that pretends to be your equal, something like that. Hello. It has been a busy week. I hope you all are doing well. To the people that might join, people watching the VOD, whoever you are, appreciate your patronage. but yeah, it's I I had like a medical procedure earlier this week, and work has also I've been really busy with a lot of personal projects. And honestly, I woke up like 20 minutes ago, so I was really scrambling to try to get this stream ready. Hello. I guess I should mention that if you're watching this, like the stream, please. Particularly if you're watching on the YouTube side, it helps the stream get views. If you look in the top left corner, you can see the zombie fun that we're running. We've gotten enough to be able to afford Black Ops, but we'll see if we can play the other games. It's expensive. Uh, that's still going to be in the description, though I'm not going to be pushing it super hard anymore, but figured I'd mention it at least once. We have been doing the top 60 video essays. These are the best 60 video essays that are currently on YouTube, in my opinion, sure, but also my opinion is correct. So, don't need to delineate that. Uh, you know, people sometimes be like, "Oh, Kyle, isn't it like a little arrogant to be like your opinion's correct?" Well, no, everyone's opinion is correct. Otherwise, why would they say it? Why would they believe it? It's obvious. Why believe things if you don't believe it's correct? Like, oh, but not everyone loves chicken sandwiches. Okay, well, everyone else can be wrong, except the vegans, I guess. They win that one. Um, so I guess yeah, we'll just get to it. All right, let me switch over a few things. There we go. All right, you guys should be able to see the screen now. Oh, I love this Homestuck song. Which one is this one again? Oh, it's not telling me. That's frustrating. I recognize it. Ah, oh well. Check out my Homestuck video essay if you guys want to see cool stuff. Anyway, talking about other people's video essays today. So, we did number 60 all the way to 31. We are halfway through the list, okay? We've covered a whole bunch of people. There's some names here that appear several times, and that's just to be expected because these people are literally professionals. Pumping out good video essays is what a lot of these people do. Some people will be like me, where they just put all of their points, all of their effort into a single or two video essays or something. And sometimes that can pay off. Like, we have Defunctland here, like, twice, even though he makes other videos, which you should watch, but, like, those were the ones he really nailed. But other people like Philosophy Tube and Super Eye Patch Wolf, like, it is their career. They do this for a living. Yeah, so last time we went from Nostalgia Critic in the Wall to Lukewarm Defense of 50 Shades of Grey. I'm going to turn off the background music because we're about to get into the video. So next up, number 30. The Fall of the Simpsons, How It Happened. Now, if this was just a single video, I don't know if it would place here. But it's a three-parter, because Super Eye Patch Wolf came back to this topic 2 times. So let's go ahead and just check it out real quick so I can show you guys. Oh, now there is going to be an issue with copyright here. I have to be careful of copyright being on YouTube and Twitch streaming. You know how it is. And so far it's been mostly fine. Last stream, I was very concerned about copyright, and managed to avoid it, just because of like music. We were covering like the music industry, and I was completely fine until we played the pirate mod for Call of Duty Zombies and got flagged for using Pirates of the Caribbean, because that's where they took their music from. So it's a hit or miss game. But the reason I bring it up is animation is extremely litigious. It kind of makes sense because animation is just genuinely hard to make. So when you have some good animation, the companies that own it are really protective over it. So I'm not going to be able to show you much of this one, but I'll try to show you what I can and explain why I like it.
There is a show that airs every night on the Fox network from around 6 to 8 pm, and it's an animated series about a family of five: Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. And it's not an exceptionally entertaining show, in fact, it's downright mediocre. But what's so unusual about it is that the show goes by the name The Simpsons. And
So that's kind of the pitch. There's a show that calls itself The Simpsons. It is not. If you guys don't really know, The Simpsons is one of like the classic American TV shows, classic animations. It's a sitcom from the 90s that was animated, and it was often used as an example of like what animation for adults can be. Some people kind of use that as like a pejorative that like animation for adults has to be all like dumb and silly and whatnot. But the thing is, The Simpsons originally was actually really clever. He kind of goes into the backstory here. Uh, there's this thing called like Simpsons Mania where people were just really, really into The Simpsons. I remember enjoying The Simpsons. And yeah, it was for adults, but it had this sort of like biting satire making fun of like American society. And he talks about how like over the years things have gotten worse and worse until we're in like an era that's known as zombie Simpsons. And you know what? I want to see if there's there's a specific part where he talks about like a comparison between the two types of jokes. Let me see. Yes, yes, okay. This part I think really captures why The Simpsons became worse and became a shadow of its former self.
a voice announces
Oh.
both modern Simpsons and classic Simpsons. The joke goes like this: Homer is sitting in an airport, and over a loudspeaker, a voice announces, "Boarding has commenced for women, children, and fat men." To which Homer exclaims excitedly, "That's me!" And that's the joke. With all due respect to the person who penned this line, does this really feel like a joke that went through 30 or 40 drafts like Simpsons of old? It has no layers, no subtlety, it's just a self referential throwaway piece of nothing, and ironically, the exact kind of joke a laughter track would fit over perfectly. Now, watch what happens when Jason rewrites the same joke in the style of classic Simpsons. We have the same setup with the same announcement for women, children, and fat men, but this time Homer ignores the announcement and sits in blissful ignorance, before being approached by an airport staff member who taps him on the shoulder and says, sir? And points towards a queue of overweight men, before cutting back to Homer, who had let out a disappointed doe. See how now, all at once, the joke is funny, tells us a little bit about Homer's character, about the airport and its staff, and is even a mild commentary on how society views obesity.
Yeah, so I think that's a really good explanation, a good example, case study type of thing. Uh, it shows that The Simpsons used to be, have a real bite to it and what it would talk about. You know, it's interesting to note how like The Simpsons originally was like a nuclear family living in a home like in the suburbs, and that used to be like lower middle class. But since the show has barely changed in its like overt appearance, it's the same characters, same house and everything, but like 30 years later, they're upper middle class now. Like seriously, you own a home? How lucky are you to own a home? So yeah, he talks about how Simpsons has declined, and I think it was very interesting because I had heard that a lot and I had dropped off watching it, so this was a good explanation to kind of catch me up. However, there is a second video, which I've been counting on it being in the banner, but it is not. All right, I will go find it the hard way. Where is it? Here it is. The Bizarre Modern Reality of The Simpsons. This is the follow-up he made. You'll notice it's much in line of the like the Undertale video as well as the Garfield video of this like bizarre modern reality. And you can probably tell from that he starts talking about like the memification, the meta narrative, the fan works built around The Simpsons. It's kind of like how remember I talked about in the Undertale video. I would have preferred more if he went into actual Undertale and not just the fan stuff. Well, with The Simpsons, he did that. That's kind of why I had felt that way.
There is a mobile game called The Simpsons Tapped Out. And as a mobile game, there is nothing that special about it. You tap the screen and build your miniature Springfield and slowly fill it with miniature Springfieldians. All the while, the game funneling you down a carefully constructed rat's maze of timed meters, steadily depleting premium currency, and gambling mechanics that are just subtle enough that you won't notice as they begin to pound on those soft, squishy dopamine glands. And I kind of hate this game. It's insidious in the way a lot of mobile games are, and so why even talk about it? Well, that's because it's helped me answer a question I've been thinking about for a while now. Why? Why is The Simpsons still going? The Simpsons is still airing.
That game, by the way, is a nightmare. I hate it so much. I've never actually played it, but I've seen people play it, and like, it's literally just like, what if a gacha game was self-aware about it? And yeah, that's lampshading. That's not real satire because you're still doing the gacha stuff. But yeah, so Super Eye Patch Wolf, kind of like the Undertale and Garfield videos, talks about like The Simpsons becoming meta.
Oh. And to really talk about it, we first... A meme could be anything from a style of audiences. Anything can now become a meme, a screen cap of Naruto, a poorly thought out raid on an armed government facility, or a clipped piece of animation from an old TV show. And that's exactly what happened with the Homer Bush meme. A piece of animation intended as part of a larger narrative, but that was isolated, compressed, and uploaded to social media, taking on new meaning as a visual expression of embarrassments. With that meaning only evolving further as different people took the meme and changed it.
Yeah. So, it's pretty interesting. He talks about how at one point The Simpsons itself even references their own meme. Like Lisa has it on her phone. Talks about other things like Liminal Simpsons, other like pieces of fan works. Oh, steamed hams!
For this kind of fan interesting, I'm aware this active and
Steamed ham.
there is
The steamed hams bit is so amazing. I love it. My favorite one here. I gotta show you. Okay, so steamed hams is this this bit of The Simpsons that's like really become mimetic as people have like made their own versions of it. It's just this really funny bit of Skinner, of Principal Skinner talking to Superintendent Chalmers. That's his name. Yeah. You might have heard the bit. Okay, you know what? I can't play it. I really want to play it. All right. Well, that's probably copyrighted. There's this bit where, you know, basically the whole bit is that Skinner is trying to make a dinner for his boss. It goes really poorly, and so he keeps lying about how poorly it's going. And Chalmers is such a fool that he just believes all of it. He's just willing to go along with all of it. It's hilarious. Definitely recommend checking it out sometime. Eventually burns the house down. It's like, what is that in there? Just the Northern Lights. The Northern Lights. Or sorry, no, sorry. Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen. Yes. Can I see it? No. So it's a really funny bit. I wanted to say, okay, steamed hams, September. Yeah, this is my favorite version of it.
Well, Seymour, I made it, despite your reactions.
So, yeah, I can only play a little bit of it, but it's Wake Me Up When Steamed Timber Hams. It's a fun mashup. Anyway, so yeah, you know, Super Eye Patch Wolf basically talks about like how Simpsons might be dead, but the torch is being carried on by its fans, by the people that remember it, and there's a beauty in that.
This is the bizarre modern reality of The Simpsons.
And again, if it was just those two videos, this would not be on my top video essays. But part 3, he came back a third time with The Simpsons is good again.
The year is 2003, and a teenage version of myself is lying on my parents' hardwood floor, and in horror, I have just thought something I have never thought while watching The Simpsons. That wasn't funny. This moment of devastating disillusionment came midway through season 15, episode 4, when, after getting off a flight to London, the Simpsons are greeted by British Prime Minister Tony Blair before he flies away on a jetpack. By modern Simpsons standards, it's a forgettable joke, but back then, it filled me with a, quite frankly, unreasonable level of rage.
That joke has aged really poorly, by the way. Like Tony Blair, really? Okay, Britain, enjoy your diet, Obama.
The Simpsons is good again. For those of you saying I stole the title of this article for this video, I did. Please don't be too mean about it. The article.
So he talks about like, okay, yeah, Simpsons was getting bad, it was getting worse, and you review some of these seasons here that are just abysmal. He goes through it, he rates them, talks about how bad they are, and like, oh yeah, there's that meme bit. There's this whole episode where Bart pretends to see Jesus. A big problem with it is just like it has no emotional core. It's all just about increasing the joke count as high as possible and not really trying to say or mean anything. But he goes to watch the more recent seasons that had just come out as of the making of this video a year ago. What was it, 33 and 34? Because he heard that people were starting to say, wait a minute, the new ones were good. So he checks it out. And indeed, they actually start to get good. Hold on, let me try to find one. I gotta get further on in the video. Again, I have to be limited in what I'm able to show. Oh yeah, like there's this one here where they're like in the woods, they have to survive, and there's parts of it that just aren't jokes, but are just genuinely a good story. There's one where like Ned Flanders has to like confront his like Christian ethics and has to like put people's lives in his own hands. So yeah, I mean, one where they have Marge be the Barbaduke in the Halloween episodes. The Halloween episodes are always really cool. Oh, I have to show the hedge meme thing.
But the difference here is what this episode says with those references. Take how differently the hedge meme is handled. In season 30, Homer sending Lisa the gif of himself was just this empty reference that didn't mean anything, but here, watch how differently it plays out.
Name!
Blah 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 blah.
I'm so sick of that stupid hat!
Yeah, so there's an episode where Homer finds out that he's a fictional character and like he's very upset about it. Yeah, I recommend watching this video. The ending, the conclusion, is not as good as I would have personally liked. That's why this is only number 30 on this list. Because Super Patch Wolf kind of goes into this thing about like objective quality, talks about how like season 6, which was considered the best season of all time, like even when it came out, people at the time didn't actually think it was all that good. It's kind of more of a hindsight thing. And I think there is some value to that, but it's a little obvious to me. It's kind of like what I said earlier about like opinions. Like, yeah, I believe something, I believe it, so I believe I'm correct, obviously. So like, yeah, I know that's like subjective, sure, but I still believe it's true because why would I believe it if it's just it feels a little bit like pointing out like, oh, well, you just believe this is true. It's like, well, yeah, I do. So he kind of makes this statement against the idea of objective quality, which is, it's whatever. But I think it was cool he was willing to reevaluate the series and acknowledge when it got good after it got bad. And I think these 3 videos are a good condensing of what The Simpsons was and is. So that's that one. All right, we're going to move on now to number 29. Mel Brooks, The Producers, and the Ethics of Satire about Nazis. So, some of these videos are political. That's because I am based. Deal with it. So, this video, I think, is the video to watch if you want to understand how to satire, how to platform, and how to talk about fascists, Nazis. It's kind of a contentious thing among the progressive left, where people will show Nazis and it's like, oh, are you glorifying them? Are you just giving them more airtime? Are you taking them down? Like, what are you doing? Is this ethical? Is this okay? And Lindsay Ellis goes into that. Mostly from the perspective of like movies and films and stuff, but I still think it's very valuable. There's a saying that satire, poorly made satire that fails to understand its subject ends up just regurgitating that which it seeks to critique. And I do think that is true. You have to be careful in the way you do these things.
I've been seeing a lot of people recently using Mel Brooks as a sort of blanket defense of any kind of, satire that transgresses societal taboos.
You don't see that happening too much these days. I remember that happening, but I feel like nowadays so many people are just mask off Nazis. They don't use Mel Brooks as an excuse anymore.
And this is nothing new. I've been seeing Mel Brooks used in this way for decades.
You couldn't make a Mel Brooks movie today. 'Cause I saw Blazing Saddles yesterday.
But the problem with that line of thinking is it misunderstands what made Mel Brooks great, what makes him resonate. So today we're going to talk about Mel Brooks. The year was 2004.
Are you gonna eat your tots?
The United States had just invaded Iraq. The Black Eyed Peas were getting retarded in here. Zach Braff was at his artistic peak. And the Producers was still one of the hottest tickets on Broadway. Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick had returned to the roles which they had originated, which had netted a then record-breaking 12 Tonys.
So if you're wondering why talk about Mel Brooks made a movie called The Producers, or a stage play, I should say. A warning for Nazi imagery in this one, obviously. But so yeah, let's get a little further on.
Days of the 40s and 50s musical pageantry, and the world of the stage in general.
We all love this thing called the theater.
The movie version either did not know how to capture this or did not care to capture this on film. But maybe it's just being in the same room with these world-class trained showgirls tap dancing in stormtrooper outfits is just hilarious. Where on screen, it's like, it just feels tired. It feels like we've been here before.
I was born in Dusseldorf. And
That is why they call me Wolf.
don't be stupid, be a smarty. Come and join the Nazi party.
So if you guys
Okay, so yeah, that might be a lot for people who don't realize what this is about. But The Producers is a movie, or was a movie based on a stage play on Broadway. And on Broadway, it was basically these two guys want to try to do a sort of insurance fraud scheme. So they purposefully write the worst play they can possibly think of, and it's called Springtime for Hitler. That's kind of the main example she talks about here, but there's other ones. She talks about Charlie Chapman's The Great Dictator.
dictates in gibberish.
So she talks about different examples of satiring Nazis. Oh man, I gotta stop doing that. Sorry. So with the great dictator, hold on, where is it? Yeah. So with The Great Dictator, he talks in gibberish. It never gives him a name. It dehumanizes him. But the people he's targeting, Jewish people, it doesn't mess around with that. It calls it out for what it is. The character might be nonsense. It might be a farce. You're meant to make fun of him, but it's very clear he's an anti-Semite. He wants to do a Holocaust. This was, I think, before it actually happened, though. So that's kind of an interesting perspective. Let's see what else we have here.
Kind of sad. Well, people still think airplane is funny, so there's that. As an outgrowth from his difficult childhood, Brooks wasn't just about comedy for comedy's sake. Comedy could be a weapon. And one of Brooks's favorite targets happened to be history's greatest monster.
Hitler on ice.
Yeah, so Mel Brooks really liked to take people down a peg that he viewed as being awful, and Hitler was one of his main targets. Blazing Saddles was one of his a movie. I have to find clips in here. Blazing Saddles is a movie that is known for being really edgy. The idea is like there's a black mayor in this western town in like the 1800s or whatever, and the N word is used a lot in it. It's very edgy, but it's very obviously sympathetic to the black man's perspective. Let's talk about some more examples here, what she has later on here. She talks about The Producers.
Producers now, especially as a defense of a joke about whatever. One facet of the gestation of the producers is that it was actually pretty controversial upon initial release. Time has been kinder to the producers than critics were in 1968. The Busby Berkeley musical centerpiece Springtime for Hitler.
So, chapter 6, this is what we need to get to.
Thatcher.
No.
Enfield and his partner Paul Whitehouse dreamt up a character to embody Thatcher's England.
And it sort of just became this sort of thing, really, where we just go loads of money about everything, you know.
His name was Loads of Money. He was a construction worker, catapulted to sudden, delirious wealth by the 80s building boom.
So we sort of did it the other way, which is just to go, look at me, aren't I great? Isn't money great? Everything else is rubbish. Only money is good.
So she talks about how this Loads of Money British character and also even like people like Stephen Colbert, these are people that are like doing satire. And the interesting thing they found out is that people only took the satire as it was intended if they already agreed with the message. And I know this personally. I was a big fan of Stephen Colbert. I still kind of am. And Stephen Colbert, he used to run this parody show called The Colbert Report, where he would pretend to be a Republican newscaster, very based on like Tucker Carlson types or Bill O'Reilly types. And the entire bit is that he would just be kind of insane. The problem is that it turns out Republicans are just kind of insane. I was a conservative in my youth. I was just raised that way, and I liked Stephen Colbert just because I thought he was funny. I didn't agree with everything he said, but I thought he was just making fun of the news because right-wing news is all I ever knew. It was only later that I started to get a better appreciation of it, and I still think like that was a valuable thing for me. But I can understand Lindsay Ellis talking about how a lot of people just would never get it. And I know that because my mother never did. My mother who's like an evangelical Christian, she would watch Colbert with me occasionally, and she never got offended. It would only be later, once he no longer pretended, he just got his own late show or whatnot, and was just, you know, an out-and-out liberal, that she started to hate him.
The answer is evidently back off, buddy. You got 300 million guns. We're kind of stressed right now.
But conservative viewers of The Colbert Report don't see his character the same way liberal viewers do. Yes, obviously the Colbert of The Colbert Report was a character, but where the left-leaning viewer sees a character to be mocked.
I'm sorry, I've never been a fan of books.
Earlier, and the heft of my body smacked him in smithereens.
Okay, so working on the way. The in-universe show's parody of a dangerously inept political candidate ends up making him more endearing.
Because it's making him likable. He's actually very mean. But with Tracy Jordan playing him...
He's a lovable buffoon.
This happened with Trump. This is part of why Trump got elected. There are many, many reasons why Trump got elected the first time around. And, you know, we can get to the second time, but when Trump first came to politics, part of the boost was all of the liberals' late night shows, people like Colbert, basically making him funny by like lampooning him in ways that didn't really get to how evil he was. And yeah, I'm saying that satirizing Trump is like satirizing Nazis. You have to be careful about it, and so many people just weren't. Lindsay Ellis also talks about the other end of the spectrum, where you have this movie American History X, which makes the Nazis like, so it takes the Nazis as a serious threat, makes them look super evil, but it doesn't make them look goofy or silly, and therefore it kind of just makes the Nazis look cool. It's not uncommon for Nazis to see a Nazi bad guy in a piece of media or some type of racist bad guy, and them to be like, but based actually. And I mean, to an extent, I kind of get this, right? I have seen leftist bad guys in movies, and I went based actually because I felt like, you know, the bad guy was right all along type of thing. It's just, to me, it's indicative that the piece of media didn't really show the bad guy in a particularly bad lens. You're supposed to be like, okay, this guy's obviously a Nazi, you should hate him. We'll take that for granted. And there is something kind of naively cute in that, you know, just the idea of like, oh, of course, yeah. We can just assume the Nazis are bad. We don't have to go deeper into this. But unfortunately, that's not exactly the world we live in. And there are people that will take these Nazi bad guys and they will defend them. And her ultimate conclusion to this video is, you don't see that happening with the producers.
Brooks describes this as satire of the shoddy theatrics of fascism. To Rao's credit, the theatrical techniques of fascism...
All right, she goes on, like, you know, reading a bunch of critiques and whatnot. Let me get to the point.
lynched. It's only funny when he escapes getting sent to the gallows. World, Changing Times in 1967. And I'm not even saying that that's comedic. And most importantly, at whose expense is the joke?
Have you gone berserk? Can't you see that that man is an idiot?
All humor is based on some form of transgression. Even a pie in the face is a very tiny, tiny societal transgression. I'm not saying don't transgress. And I'm not... Mel Brooks is a 91-year-old man. He spends a lot of time these days going on tour and jumping around on stage doing interviews talking about what a great guy Gene Wilder was, and I hope he keeps doing that.
And he was such a wonderful part of my life, you know.
I hope he spends...
I don't know where she says it, but basically the conclusion of the video is just Nazis don't reclaim things like the producers because it makes them look silly. It makes them look foolish. The thesis of this video is the best way to satirize Nazis, to depict them in your fiction, is you have to simultaneously make them look evil as well as foolish and silly. If you just make them look silly, you know, you could argue like you're kind of lowering the threat they pose. If you're just making them look evil, you're kind of making them look cool. You have to do both. I think a great example of this is the rebooted Wolfenstein games. In that game, you find Hitler as an old man and he's peeing himself and puking. He's pathetic, but he's also deadly. He kills someone. Reagan, but you know, whatever. So yeah, I think this is a really informative video on how to satire Nazis. Would definitely recommend it. And I think the conclusion is very important. It's why, like in our Fallout game that we play, Cinemod Fallout, the Enclave, which are, you know, American Nazis, they are deadly, but they're also silly idiots that live in bunkers and don't know how the world works. It is important to balance these two things. Nazis, they are unable to determine threats because everything is strong and weak to them at the same time. And the counter to that is to show that they are a threat, but also idiots at the same time. It is their idiocy that makes them dangerous. Obviously, it's also about hate, you know, but I think it's important to kind of like emasculate them in the seriousness that they hold themselves in, and that's why Mel Brooks's critique on them is good. It's good. All right, number 28. Disney's FastPass, A Complicated History. This is the other Defunctland video that is on this list. I've italicized as a way of saying this is the highest Defunctland gets, 28. I still think that's good. Be proud of that, man, even though you have no idea who I am. This, in my opinion, is Defunctland's best video.
How much do you know about lines? A line, or a queue, is an organized group of people, or in this case...
So this is one of those situations where, like, it's a very niche specific subject, but it's fascinating. Have you ever thought about, like, the mathematics of lines and how they work? And, well, what's the best way, like, what would be the best laboratory to figure out and learn more about lines? Well, how about the place with the most lines in the world? Disney. The Disney parks, you know? Disneyland, Disney World, whatever. And yeah, so it's a really fascinating look into the history of FastPass. FastPass was a system that Disney designed to try to alleviate the really long line problems. And the idea is you basically take a ticket to reserve your place in line ahead of time. And that might sound like it's very simple, but it gets really complicated, especially as the company makes revisions and revisions to try to improve the system. And the story goes that Disney, being a capitalistic, horrible corporation, starts to change it with a perverse incentive to always give them more money. FastPass, in its original system, did not actually make them money directly. The idea was a sort of kind of like noble, like old capitalism type of thing of, well, we just need to make the experience better and that will make us money in the long run. It's something I kind of think about with the 20th century, where I think, like, you know, the 20th century is called the American century. You know, America's time in the spotlight is basically over. Trump killed it. But there's this thing where, like, well, the idea is capitalism is supposed to, like, make everything more efficient and make the world better. And for a long time, there were genuine efficiencies that companies were able to make. They were able to make Disneyland better. They were able to make FastPass, like the line system, better. But at a certain point, it just became easier to just make up things to create markets where they did not previously exist. Things get to a peak functionality. Honestly, in my opinion, Windows is one of those things. I'm sorry if I talked about this before, I guess. I'm not sure if I did. I know I've talked about it somewhere. I just don't remember if it was on stream. But like, I think Windows 7 was kind of like the perfect OS, like operating system. Microsoft peaked with Windows 7. Now, obviously, there'd be security updates that would need to keep happening. Those can't ever stop. But like from a design perspective, I think it was good. Windows 8, Windows Vista, Windows 10, Windows 11. These are all these were all just different for very little reason, but to just change things and make it different to justify selling a new product. And out of all of those, Windows 10 was basically just trying to go back to looking like Windows 7 to try to make people happy after the disastrous Vista and 8. So yeah, I think a lot of companies, they just invent reasons to make new things. You know, you have to give you a new iPhone. Here's a new camera, a new mic, here's a new gimmick. Just buy, just keep buying. And FastPass, it kind of starts doing that. They have these like wristbands and stuff. That's nonsense. So yeah, there's the regular system, there's FastPass, and then FastPass Plus is like the app-based system where you have to like reserve things in the morning, and was just really hated because it basically meant you had to like game the system. Defunctland calls it, you have to get like a PhD in Disney FastPass.
Increases or decreases the amount of attractions a guest can experience in a day. Unfortunately, it is nearly impossible to answer these questions. Statistics like these have not been reported by Disney, and wait times before FastPass were not consistently recorded. And even if they were, it would be unfair for numerous reasons to compare these numbers. Even doing the math ourselves would be almost impossible. The equations necessary to determine what a virtual queue system such as FastPass does to a theme park is much too complicated for a spreadsheet. In order to answer these questions, we would actually need to create a computer simulation, like one of the ones Bruce LaValle created during his time at the company. Even then, this is no small task. Someone would need to pay an industrial engineer to create a complex computer simulation of a theme park, populated with agents, all with unique preferences, writing attractions of varying capacities and runtimes in order to compare and contrast wait times, number of rides ridden, and other factors with and without a virtual queue system, just to get to the bottom of this ridiculously niche curiosity.
So he did. I love the animation
Hey
here.
everybody, I made a theme park in the computer. Welcome to Shapeland, where all the guests are dots and all the rides are shapes. Here's how it works. I decide how many people are going to visit the park each day.
Yeah, so he makes a little simulation to figure out like how this stuff works so he can change some variables and whatnot. It's so cool. I really recommend you guys watch this video. It's just, oh, it's so cool seeing the stats and whatnot. And basically finds out that like FastPass Plus is demonstrably worse than the original system. There are some advantages to FastPass. So the original paper FastPass is kind of the best option for being a compromise between the strengths of the two other systems. Oh, I have to show the shoe thing. This is why the FastPass Plus system is particularly evil. Where's the shoes at? Give me the shoes. I skipped over it. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
While a distribution graph like this might seem like it's treating everyone almost too equally. However, this conclusion ignores many factors we've learned about queuing, such as capacity and demand. Let's use an analogy. So there's a company that makes shoes, and you have two potential customers. Customer 1 really wants the shoes. Customer 2 does not feel strongly about the shoes. If the shoe company offered the shoes for $30, customer 1 would buy them, because they really want the shoes. And since $30 is a great deal for a pair of shoes, customer 2 would buy them as well. However, if the shoes cost $100, customer 1 would still buy them, because they really want the shoes. But since customer 2 doesn't feel strongly about them, they would pass on the offer. Now let's say the shoe store offered customer 2 the shoes for $30, while offering customer 1 the shoes for $200. Customer 2 would take their offer, despite not caring for the shoes, and customer 1 would also take their offer, because they really want the shoes, rather than simply use.
Yeah, you see how that completely circumvents the entire concept of supply and demand? Like, it's like the entire myth of capitalism just undermines itself. Like, this does not do anything on how the market is supposed to work. It circumvents it, creating separate price schemes for individuals. This is why companies want to steal your data, by the way. They want to be able to market things to you. Uber and Lyft, they do this. You look for a ride on the app, you look for a second time, the price will be higher because they know you looked the first time. They know they're able to charge you more because you came back a second time. It's evil. And, he talks about, like, if you really want to sell these shoes, stop giving them to people who only want it for $30.
People that don't want them for $30.
Yep.
Instead, just get rid of the system and let people self-select. Some rides will have long waits, some rides will have short waits, but at least everyone will be making a personal decision based on the context of their visit.
Yeah, and I still think the original FastPass system, had some benefits, but, like, yeah, I just don't, the whole FastPass Plus thing, the whole, like, paying different amounts of money, it's nonsense. Pay to win. And he has this this kind of metaphor of the monster as the FastPass system got out of control.
The monster continued to grow for a factor that we have not even discussed yet: attendance. When paper FastPass was introduced in 1999, 42.6 million people known as inelastic demand. When the wait time of a ride has little to no effect, the world argue that they should be given times throughout the first few weeks of operation, and when paired with the massive demand, waits climbed to up to 10 hours rather than being put on hold. So that's where we are, everybody. The virtual queue nearly eliminated lines for Rise of the Resistance, but it left many guests frustrated when boarding routes ran out almost immediately in the morning, with the app informing guests that the ride was booked for the rest of the day before the sun had even come up. But hey, there were no 10-hour lines, so it did its job. Speaking of new systems, also in 2019, at the D23 Expo in Anaheim, Bob Chapek announced whatever this is.
It's called Disney Genie. It will put customized itineraries geared towards your interests at your fingertips, cutting down on the need to plan and research.
So with the old system raging on, a new one just beginning, and a future one in development, the beast was growing faster than ever. Every attempt to fix the problem was at best a stall, but most often, the attempts only made the monster's damage worse. The amount of guests that the system benefited declined, while those that did benefit were more loyal to it than ever, because it was more necessary than ever to have a good time at the parks. The more fast passes that were added to the system, the more the monster grew.
I love this
The more
animation.
people that came to the parks, the more the monster grew. The monster grew and grew until Walt Disney World had finally succumbed to the beast.
Well, boss, good news. We broke everything.
Huh?
I have
What
to
do you
show
mean?
this bit. I have
You
to.
know that thing that doesn't directly make us money that we spent $1 billion on?
Yeah.
Well, it's broken. But on the bright side, it also broke everything. Look.
Those people are just trying to go to the attractions. Why is it?
Eating them? I don't know.
Why isn't it eating those people?
Oh, those people are friends with it.
Oh my gosh, how is this good news?
Everything is broken.
Yeah, but how is that good?
Come on, boss, don't you see? Everything is broken, which means we can charge people money to bypass the mess we created.
Huh?
Right now, most of the people that have befriended the monster are buying rooms at our hotels, and as a perk, the monster won't eat them as much. But our research shows that getting rid of this perk won't really hurt our hotel business all that much. So instead, let's just start charging people to be friends with the monster. Look at this graph. This kind of advantage shouldn't be a hotel perk. It should be an additional charge.
Dotson, you're a genius.
Boss, that's not even the best part. Look at all these people. They're where the real money is.
We're going to charge people to have a worse day?
No, of course not. But we're gonna make money from them. See, it takes these people 10 hours to do 6 rides. That's not even accounting for walking, bathroom breaks, or meals. The park is only open for 12 hours. There's no way they're gonna do those 6 rides in a single day. Which means...
they'll have to come another day, which means they'll have to buy more tickets.
Exactly. Either they buy into the system to do everything they want to do in one day, or they have to do multiple days, which means more money for us.
This really is genius.
And all it took was $1 billion and a lot of mistakes.
Well, Dotson, in life, you win some, you lose some. And sometimes you manage to do both at the same time.
There's just one problem. The Friends of the Monster are not going to be happy with us when we charge for this.
Oh, you're right. That would be a PR nightmare. It would take some sort of global cataclysmic event that would shut down our business long enough for us to make drastic changes to our operating procedure. while also giving us a shield from criticism of those changes.
Oh, did you not hear?
Breaking just into our newsroom, historic move amid the coronavirus.
So yeah, the ending of this story is kind of sad. They messed up the system so much to where if they changed it, people would have like rioted. But fortunately for them, COVID happened, the pandemic, and they were able to quietly shut it down with no backlash. And then when they reopened it, they had completely changed the system to try to make it better. And it's kind of a band-aid. Who knows if Disney will ever learn their lesson, but they were able to completely escape unscathed. And it's just really, really sad. I quite frankly don't know if I ever want to go to Disney ever again. But it's a very interesting story. This is a really good video. I highly recommend it. Let's move on to the next one. 27. Space Jam 2 is a lie. So, you guys probably remember the original Space Jam movie. Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny, and whatnot. This like Looney Tunes basketball crossover. Surprised that it became so big, but you know, it kind of makes sense in a retrospective type of way. And eventually they made Space Jam 2, which quite frankly was a corporate cash grab. They literally just tried to throw every WB property they had into it. And turns out WB's properties aren't really that great. So Super Eye Patch Wolf talked about how like, no, that wasn't the real Space Jam 2. This is a Space Jam 2. And I'm just gonna give away the bit. This video is a joke. Like, it's basically what if, you know, video essays are basically propaganda, so he just kind of makes up one, right? He talks about how, like, the real Space Jam 2 was taken from us, and this is just basically a film. I honestly just suggest you watch this for movie reasons.
I can remember being taken to see Space Jam in the cinema as a child, and for 88 minutes I sat there, transfixed. The wacky characters, the wild tone, the colourful action. I loved it. But then...
So yeah, I don't think I'm going to show too much of this one because it's just straight up a great like alternative take on Space Jam that I think you should really, really see. And I have to like look.
Camera flashes fill a gigantic arena as the dull roar of the crowd rises. The Bulls lose! The Bulls lose! Jordan fails to secure his 7th championship ring! Michael Jordan hits the ground, devastated, and he stands, defeated. And suddenly, from off camera, a voice.
Mr. Jordan, is it okay if I get your autograph?
Jordan smiles.
Sure, kid. What's your name?
LeBron James, sir.
Tomorrow, it's the...
Oh, they have the new Toon Squad, which basically makes fun of the whole WB not having any good IP.
Toon Squad!
No, the other one, the Monstars, my bad.
Their opponents, the Cosmic Terrors, those from beyond, the nightmares of the Warner Brothers Cinematic Universe, the Monstars Generation 2, Jared Leto's The Joker, The Matrix's Agent Smith, Walking Phoenix's The Joker, Heath Ledger's The Joker, Mark Hamill's The Joker, Jack Nicholson's The Joker, and Cesar Romero's The Joker.
Oh.
The joke being that the Joker is the most recognizable property they have. Anyway, highly recommend this. The thesis of the video is basically, what do you do when you've accomplished everything you set out to? If you're a creative person and you've completed a big project, you might understand that feeling. It feels extremely personal coming from Super Eye Patch Wolf, who is an extremely successful video essayist who just started off making anime videos. This is him talking about his own success. And it's an interesting perspective. I think it's one that has to kind of come from a place of privilege, you know? But I think it's interesting. You know, in some ways, I think success can be a sort of golden chain situation. Anyway, next up, 26, abortion and Ben Shapiro. Hey, Kira, if you're watching this, can you message something just to make sure that that's working? Thank you, sweetie. All right, so this is classic Philosophy Tube. This is back when Philosophy Tube still identified as a man before her transition. So, you know, gender is going to be a bit weird on this one, but I think this is the best video made by classic Philosophy Tube. it covers the topic of abortion while also specifically talking about the right-wing pundit Ben Shapiro. And it's interesting because Ben Shapiro isn't really relevant anymore these days. As kind of the smart boy, pseudo-intellectual, and, you know, Jewish conservative, it seems like the right wing has just kind of moved beyond him. They don't need him as a smokescreen for their evil policies.
Completely new way of thinking about one of the most incendiary issues.
Well, hey there. Tonight we're going to talk about abortion, the Democrats' attempts to subvert American politics, and why leftist discourse has gotten so toxic online. I'm Tom Gently. This is The Tom Gently Show. I'm not evangelical. I was raised Baptist.
Long-time viewer, first-time caller, is an American media figure famous for his polemic style, slick delivery, and looking like the bad guy from the 2007 Nicolas Cage movie Ghost Rider. The New York Times once described him as the cool kid's philosopher, which is the only. But Ben Shapiro showed me the truth. Although he is, why do you support the death penalty, or wars, or why were you the bad guy in the Hunger Games film? And I think I can help by being just a little more precise. Ben is pro state-forced pregnancy. If somebody is pregnant, he thinks it is okay for the government to make them stay pregnant unless being pregnant is medically going to kill them. Ben says,
Yep. So I think Philosophy Tube really cuts through a lot of the bull crap here. You know, people talk about abortion as being like pro-life versus pro-choice. The problem is the pro-choice position is pro-life. The pro-life position is anti-life. The pro-life position says that you have to protect a fetus because it's still alive, but they don't actually care about that for real human beings. They only care about that for fetuses. After all, a lot of so-called pro-life people still support the death penalty, just like Philosophy Tube was saying. So really what the position is, it's state-forced pregnancy. You think pregnant people, particularly women, have to stay pregnant, that the government should punish people if they get an abortion, if they stop being pregnant, for killing, quotation marks, a life. Oh, hey, we're the Kiwis. This reminded me of a meme saying something along the lines of Ben Shapiro tossed into a junkyard after being mistaken for a young Sheldon Funko Pop. That's quite a burn. But yeah, so one thing I think Philosophy Tube does here that's really interesting is they go, okay, you know what? Fine. Let's just say a fetus is a life, is a human being. I will take that for granted for now, and let's see where that takes us. And you learn that even if you were to accept that it was pro-life, it's still an anti-life position. Here, let me find some examples.
Than they need, so they've got spares, and they discard all the embryos they don't use. So if you believe that human life begins at conception, then I'm sorry to have to tell you that fertility clinics the world over discard several million more lives annually than you maybe even realized. And I'm afraid the bad news continues. Even amongst people who get pregnant the old-fashioned way, by holding hands with your wife and doing a special hug, a huge number of fertilized eggs don't implant in the wall of the uterus and are passed out. Estimates vary between about 1/3 and 2/3, but let's take the lower end. If you believe that life begins at conception, then you might want to sit down, because that means that approximately 1/3 of all people die within a week of being created. Maybe you didn't know that. Several American lawmakers have been called.
Yeah. And it's interesting, no one cares about that. It's almost like the right wing doesn't actually care about life at conception. They just want to control women's bodies. And so Philosophy Tube gets into this example that's a bit dark, but that's kind of the point. They talk about how for a lot of men, they don't really understand pregnancy. They don't understand abortion. So some macabre scenarios are sometimes needed to get them to understand. And there's this philosopher, Thompson, who provides an interesting hypothetical. You guys know hypothetical arguments? They can be useful for like determining people's real positions. That's what this is.
Famous philosophy papers ever, in which she asks us to consider a very weird scenario.
You guys might remember a certain character from previous Philosophy Tube videos. One of my favorite characters from their series.
Where am I?
For what he represents. It's the arsonist.
You're awake. It is delightful to meet you at last, Tom. I'm such a huge fan of the Daily Fire.
You're a fan of my show?
Oh, the biggest.
You want to tell me why I'm here?
So basically, the arsonist has kidnapped the knockoff Ben Shapiro.
There's someone I want you to meet.
Jesus Christ, who is that?
He's resting. That is Paolo Vinatoni, one of the most accomplished violinists in the world. Paolo is very sick, Tom. He has kidney failure. Unless he's given urgent dialysis, he'll surely die. And as president of the Society of Music Lovers, I can't let that happen. You have 2 beautiful kidneys, Tom. And now that you're connected to Paolo's bloodstream, you're going to help him get better.
You grabbed me from my studio and hooked me up to this guy?
No, I grabbed you from the car park. Sorry about hitting you over the head, by the way. I couldn't risk friendly tone, or I might have to go with my backup plan.
Yeah, what's that? You want to volunteer?
He says he's willing to debate, but you can't get violent.
No one's going to find us down here. And even if they do, you'll just tell them that if they disconnect your veins from Paolo now, it'll kill him. It wouldn't be right to punish Paolo for my sins.
That was you. Calling my show. Why me?
I knew you'd agree with me. You're pro-life. You support everybody's right to live, no matter how inconvenient. That is what you've always said.
Yeah, I am pro-life. You can't do this without asking.
Why not? Surely Paolo's right to life.
So you see how this completely deconstructs the abortion narrative, right? Even if the fetus was a living person, even if it was a guy named Paolo, even if it was an actual human being, the abortion argument is like the quotation marks pro-life argument is inhumane. It's a sort of slavery.
Life outweighs your right to convenience, whether I'd asked you or not. I thought you'd be happy.
I am. I am. I'm not responsible for him being sick.
Why should that matter?
Yep. After all, a lot of conservatives think that the woman should still be required to carry the baby, the fetus, even if she was raped. So they don't believe that that you being at fault matters.
Don't see why his right to life should depend on the manner in which he came to need your help. You're his de facto guardian now. If you pull out, he'll die. Do you know what dying of kidney failure is like, Tom? If I unplug you now, Paolo will get weaker by the second. First he'll have trouble breathing. The phlegm will build up until it... Music? Oh, yes. Very much. Just a few hours.
I thought you were going to say 9 months.
I like you. You have a sense of humor. And you stick to your principles. So many so-called pro-choice leftists don't.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
They think that being pro-life means being anti-woman, but it doesn't. It just means pro-life.
Yeah, you're right. I don't hate women. I married one. I have 2 little daughters.
Ashley and Rebecca.
Okay. So let's get to the bit.
Thompson's argument is obviously supposed to be an analogy for pregnancy. And for us, the question is, if Tom Gently is unplugged from the violinist and escapes, should whoever unplugs him be punished by the law? What is more important? The life of the violinist, who is definitely a full person, or the bodily autonomy of a conservative radio host held captive by a Tory maniac? As the journalist Laurie Penny puts it, it does not matter whether fetuses are persons. It matters whether pregnant people are.
Whether women are. I know more than just women can get pregnant, but mainstream is usually women, right? And I think that's what it is. Abortion is a sexist, misogynist attempt to try to control women, or rather the stigmatization of abortion, I should say. And so, yeah, I think this video is a really great example of that, because in the example, Tom is being tied to this other person. He can't do anything with his life. He is trapped in a dungeon. His life is basically over, because it's not enough to just be alive. You have to have autonomy to be able to act on your life. Otherwise, you could be decapitated, put your head in a jar, be cryo whatnot, sci-fi tech. Oh, you're a head in a jar. You can't do anything, but you're alive. Isn't that enough? And the answer is no. Obviously, it's not enough. You can't live.
he'll be killed. And many who support state-enforced pregnancy, including Ben Shapiro, say if being pregnant is going to kill you, an abortion is allowable. But the threat against Tom isn't coming from his pregnancy, it's from outside. What if the police arrive, take the arsonist away for punishment, so the threat is gone, and Tom is still plugged in? Is it okay to remove him? Some people say, well, there's a difference between withdrawing treatment, like no matter how Tom came to be there, and no matter how much he suffers, a human life is at stake, and unplugging him should be criminal. If a woman or a trans person with a womb can be forced by the state to use her body to keep someone else alive, it must also be acceptable to force a man to do the same thing. But speaking of grotesque medical horror that pushes the boundaries of taste...
Alright, I'll skip ahead a little bit.
Try and do something, but on a third other hand, and he was responsible for it being. Agree that fetuses are persons and that killing them is bad, we would then still have to also justify government intervention. So even if we agree with the pro-life position that morally a fetus is a human being, that still doesn't actually support criminalizing abortions. My feeling is, it's a shame if the violinist dies, but still, Tom shouldn't be punished for escaping. And just so nobody can accuse me of glossing over it, I am logically committed to saying that, even if it was a baby and he was responsible for it being sick. To put this whole video in context.
All right, I'm going to skip ahead a bit more because that's kind of the gist, that's the thesis of the video. And I think this video is really powerful for doing that because it cuts through a lot of the crap that the conservatives pretend to care about when they talk about abortion.
So what? He's brain dead.
He might recover.
Well, he's sure as shit not gonna play the violin.
That doesn't matter. He's a living being.
You need to let me out right now.
I can't unplug you. That would be murder.
Now!
He has a right to life.
So what? So what? We kill people all the time. Soldiers, cops, sick people, old people. Just because I can save his life doesn't mean I should have to. It's my decision.
His right to life outweighs your right to convenience, and I see no reason why that should cease to be the case whether he needs your kidneys for an hour or for the rest of your days. What possible reason can you have for saying no?
I don't need a reason. I don't need a reason. It's my body. If I want to do something with it, I can. That's what freedom is. I don't have to tell you why. I don't even have to know why. The fact that I want it is enough.
Please just let me go. I will let you go, Tom. I just need you to do one thing for me first. I need you to look into this camera and admit that you were wrong.
And it ends there. He doesn't admit it. He can't admit it. So yep, beautiful video. Half a movie, half an amazing point. Love it. That's number 26. Man, we're getting so high up. 25! The Spectacular Failure of the Star Wars Hotel. This is the only video from Jenny Nicholson I have on this list.
On March...
Oh, that auto-played. So, Jenny Nicholson is kind of like a survivor of the vlog era of YouTube. She's still managed to have an extremely successful career doing it. You don't really see that much these days, but yeah, she has millions of views. She's maybe the biggest vlogger. Because, you know, it's a little bit different than like normal streamer or whatnot, because you know she has the whole aesthetic of just being in her room, of being a cutesy girl with a bunch of plushies. But she had this video, The Spectacular Failure of the Star Wars Hotel, where she went like above and beyond. Like, it's her longest video, 4 hours. This is a tome of a video. And basically the gist of it is, you know, she's gone to like parks before and talked about her experience. She decided to do that with the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser, a 2-night adventure at Walt Disney World Resort. And since then, it has been closed down because it was an extremely dumb business model, and they penny pinched it extremely hard. So it's kind of a post-mortem. This kind of fell in her lap a little bit with her project, but she's able to talk about what this was and why it failed. Again, more Disney bashing. Yay.
So on March 1st, 2022, the Walt Disney Company opened their newest experiment in themed entertainment, an immersive, multi-day adventure set in the Star Wars universe. When this was first announced, everybody just called it the Star Wars Hotel. Disney World has a lot of themed hotels.
So yeah, it's a long video. I don't want to spend too much time on this one, But like she goes over the marketing and like what this was even supposed to be. Like it's kind of a hotel, it's kind of an experience, it's kind of LARP, like just like role play. It's extremely expensive. The rooms are extremely small. They were just kind of trying to do an assembly line LARP situation. A lot of it's particularly cheaply made. They have actors that were decent, but like were clearly stretched thin. And, you know, she talks about the business model, how much of a scam it was, and what the experience was like. There were good parts that she liked about it, but not for the price. The really funny the really funny part is there was a bit where there was a dinner show that she was supposed to watch, and she wasn't able to see it because there was just a big pole in her way. Yeah, I think I'm going to be a little brief on this one because it is 4 hours long. There is so much. Even skipping around to the right parts is difficult because of how thick this video is. But yeah, here I'll just play a random part.
Special compass.
Fruit, is that something?
Yes. Yeah, but I'm also referring to like fugitives and things like that.
Of course, yeah.
When I talked to the captain, who I could tell was connected to the resistance path, I emphasized that I was afraid the resistance fugitives would ruin my luxurious trip, which doesn't sound very heroic to me. We never talked to Sammy.
Yeah, she tried to play as like a villain, and you're supposed to be allowed to. They had branching like story paths, but you know, she's a little soft on this, but I'm just going to say it outright. This entire experience was run by an AI, and the AI was completely broken, and it ensured that everyone was going to have a bad time. This is an example. Oh, there's the pole, by the way, blocking her view of the dinner theater. But this is another example of just AI making everything worse because giant companies will count on it to do basic services that fundamentally are broken and don't work and give people a bad time. But it's Star Wars, so they're able to count on people giving them money, at least for about a year, after which point that dried up. Next, we have number 24, In Search of a Flat Earth. This is, in my opinion, Folding Ideas' best video, but I don't like it as much as I used to.
A few minutes outside Banff, Alberta, there's a serpentine lake, Lake Minnewanka. It's a gorgeous lake, perfect for day trips, boating, hiking, camping, but as an observer, I would check in on them and watch their documentaries and read through their memes and infographics and generally have a jolly good time poking fun at them on Twitter. I was at one point building up to making a video on the subject when known moon criminal H Bomber Guy produced his video on Flat Earth, and due to you...
So, this video, in my opinion, is straight up beautiful. Dan Olsen is effectively a cinematographer, and this lake is kind of the central point of a video because it's a great place to prove that the world is not flat. It talks about flat earthers, why flat earthers exist, the sort of movement, and in so doing, he proves the world is round. He has a really beautiful bit in here where he does it, but first, you know, he talks about various things and talks about how like flat earth basically originated from like Christian evangelicals, people that want the earth to be flat because if it was flat, that's only possible outside of a scientific understanding. A flat earth would be proof of God. Let me show you the bit where he actually finally gets to proving the world is round, because it's genuinely beautiful. Where is it? It's somewhere in here. Come on. Oh, come on. Let me find it. Oh, is this it? He does it at the beginning? Okay. So, the idea here is this lake is so long that you can see the curvature of the earth. Things go behind the horizon. And he has this whole camera setup where he uses to prove it. Watch. It's genuinely amazing. You see? It's going under. The water here is bulging. Look at this bus. See the bus? It's going under the horizon. genuinely, like, you know, the wonders of our world, right? He talks about how he got this shot.
We checked the footage when we were out there on the lake. We looked at it on the camera just to make sure that we got something, and so we knew that we got it, but getting home and seeing it in this detail, like this level of clarity, it honestly, it's kind of affecting me. You know, you can see this just with the naked eye when you're out there on the beach. You can pick a thing on the far shore and just kind of look at it, and then like crouch down and get like really close to the water surface, and you see it kind of, you know, get occluded. But seeing it at this magnitude, it feels profound. It's a shame it's not enough.
And that's what the video's about. Again, it was never about the world being flat. That was just the justification. He talks about flat Earth the rest of this half part, but then he gets to the twist of the video.
Content. So if you're watching flat Earth videos, you are far, far more likely to be recommended mainstream videos with millions of views over evangelist videos with hundreds. The bottom line is that flat Earth has been slowly bleeding support for the last several years. Because they're all going to QAnon.
They're all going to QAnon. So yeah, the thesis of this video is that because flat Earth was never actually about the Earth being flat, but rather that was the front justification for a sort of return to tradition, ultra evangelicalism, theocratic desire. It was very easy for them just to hop onto a new conspiracy theory, QAnon, where they swap out flat Earth for Donald Trump. And he goes into this talking about the connections, talking about how they went from one to the other, talking about like the conspiracism. So if you believe one conspiracy, you end up believing all the conspiracies. And it's a really good video. It really goes into the farce that was QAnon. Part of the reason this video isn't as high as it used to be, when I first made this list, I put this in my top 10. I had to lower it, to be honest. And it's not his fault. Dan Olson did a great job, but the reason I had to lower it is QAnon's not relevant anymore. QAnon is just the Republican Party. Donald Trump is president a second time. QAnon is just mainstream. People don't talk about it because they got what they wanted. Or at least, you know, they got, you know, fascism 2.0. We'll see how that falls apart with Trump making America irrelevant on the world stage. But yeah, things aren't going very well, and it's because of people like this. Dan Olson does a great job, but this video feels like a bit more of a historical piece now. Still great. Recommend watching. Next, number 23, The Bizarre World of Fake Martial Arts. Another Super Eye Patch Wolf one. So here's the thing. The Super Eye Patch Wolf, John, he's a heel. He's a wrestling heel. Like that's his whole persona. But you know, he's really into anime, so most of his videos were on anime, and he kind of struggled to talk about like martial arts, a subject he cares about a lot. This was his foray into doing that, and you can tell there's passion there. He has a fake psychic video, but I don't think it's as good just because, you know, it's clearly something he had to research. This fake martial arts, he's lived it. He has been there. He has done martial arts. He does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and boxing now. This is gonna be music.
Favorite things about this job, besides the legions of adoring fans and crippling existential crises, is the occasional opportunity that comes with stumbling across a weird, baffling internet hole and seeing just how deep and dark it goes. And friends, let me welcome you to the strange world of fake martial arts. What I mean by fake is everything from the unusual techniques of mail-order karate dojos to the fabled pressure point knockouts of dim mock masters, all the way up to the near superhuman abilities of the no-touch KO artists. And if you've never seen this stuff, it is real, as in at least some of the people involved believe it is happening, and granted, the...
So yeah, it's just a fascinating subject. He talks about, like, you know, the different cons and whatnot, talks about like why martial arts got popular. And you know, if you've read any like Golden Age comics, like Marvel or DC, you might have actually seen advertisements for some of these things in there before they became a bit more dicey. There's a lot of unfortunate history. A lot of children get hurt because of this. A lot more children than you would think get hurt because of this. Turns out, teaching people a fake self-defense skill gets people killed. What would you know? And he ends it with this story about this martial artist named Shu, who challenges China on their Tai Chi, because China basically says Tai Chi is the best martial art, but it's a lie. It's just the Chinese one, right? So it's a sort of like interesting story about like fighting Chinese authoritarianism. So yeah, highly recommend giving this video a watch, and you know, it's short, but it's so good. Yeah, I'm just gonna move on. If you want to see con artists doing their con artistry, it's basically a cult. These people are in a cult. This is the cult leader. These are the people that have been indoctrinated. Number 22, the unreality of pro wrestling. Finish the story. So, I am not a wrestling fan, but Super Eyepatch Wolf is a great storyteller, and he's really into wrestling. So he has this story, and it's basically the story of Roman Reigns, who was like the reigning champion of WWE for a long time. And, you know, it touches on other subjects as well, as you can see by this guy on the cover. But he's kind of the central figure, Roman Reigns, and he's so good at telling the story. Like, I would not want to pay, you know, however much for tickets to watch a wrestling match at a time, but seeing the whole thing condensed like this into a narrative, it reminds me of my Homestuck recap. This is basically the Roman Reigns recap, and it's genuinely amazing. I can't actually show much of it, but I'll show what I can.
2 years ago, I made a video called The Unreality of Pro Wrestling, and I am proud of that video, but it has also haunted me ever since, because the story it was trying to tell was incomplete. But now, 2 years later, that story has concluded, and so what you are watching now is the most unreasonable, self-indulgent, and, let's be real, concerning video I have ever made.
Yeah, he talks about how like it's been a big process for him because WWE is extremely litigious. He had to do so much to be able to show this because of copyright concerns. The main point of the video is Roman Reigns, who was the most hated wrestler of all time for a time. Actually, no, I think of all time. See, a heel in wrestling is supposed to be like you're playing the bad guy. You're trying to be hated. So what happens when the champion is not a heel, but people hate him anyway? That's the story of Roman Reigns. I can just skip around. I can't really do much here, but people hated this man, and they ended up incorporating that into his story, that he was like burned or whatnot, that he was hated despite being such a good wrestler, even though, you know, kind of wasn't. But yeah, I highly recommend this video. Can't really show much more of it. It's just a great story. You want to watch a 2.5 hour movie? Do it. All right, number 21. All right, this is a 3-parter. The first parter is, was Nietzsche woke? So I love this because Nietzsche is one of the hardest philosophers to really talk about. A lot of people go like, oh, well, Karl Marx was the leftist philosopher. Nietzsche was the right-wing philosopher. And it's like, it's not really that simple. But there is a question of like, was Nietzsche a Nazi? PhilosophyTube instead asks, was he woke?
Friedrich Nietzsche was a 19th century German philosopher. His work is often sold as self-help, but he's extremely controversial. So today, we are going to answer the most important question of all. Is this guy woke? I have the answer. right here.
So
In this
I love the presentation of this video. It's just so manic, where she's just like putting things on like a conspiracy pinboard basically, and talking about different relations, talking about the philosophy he espoused. A lot of Nietzschean philosophy is like kind of like the self-made man type of thing. Like, you make your own destiny, you need to do something. And I think there is value to that, She talks about how that can be good. But she also hold on.
I avoid them as a rule, and it shows how society shapes the minds of the people that live under it. He also talked a lot about how our desires get squished down inside us by the rules of civilization. Here's a delicious example. This is an almond croissant. It's carbs and it's sugar. Fantastic. I desire this. I want this. But I really, really wish that I didn't. I actually have some problems with disordered eating. I have for years. I value carbs and sugar extremely negatively, and I avoid them as a strict rule of how I live my life. But that doesn't make me happy. And it also doesn't eliminate my cravings, because when you set something up as a rule of how you live your life, it's like a central plank of who you are, then it's always with you. You're carrying that craving all the time. So I have guilt, I have shame, I have internal conflict, and I'm all torn up inside because I've based my life around a simultaneous rejection of and craving for the almond croissant. So what's the solution here? Well, could I start thinking differently? Why do I value carbs and sugar as a negative thing? Where did I get that idea from? Who told me that? Could I come to value them differently? Like, could I see this as maybe a good thing, like a nice treat? Or could I just regard it as neutral, as just like food? By doing that, could I undergo a personal psychological transformation? Could I remake myself and become a different kind of person? Well, there's a word for that. The word is genealogy. It means tracing the line of descent, trying to trace where your values and ideas come from. And oh, look at this! It's a book by Friedrich Nietzsche.
I think I need to skip ahead. But yeah, she talks about how Nietzsche's...
not like us.
I forget where it is. But basically, at one point, she talked about Nietzsche, like, doing what you want, making your way. And so she picks up the croissant and just takes a big bite out. And like, yes, I will be a woman. I will eat the croissant. She even actually talks about, there's a cool part in here where she talks about how transgenderism, quotation marks, that's a coined phrase, can be done through a Nietzschean lens. The idea of like, well, she wanted to be a woman, so she sought it out. She went and violated cultural norms. She wasn't, the sheeple or whatever. She decided to be herself and be a woman. And I thought that was kind of interesting. Obviously, Hitler is on this board, though, because he was pretty racist. Also, he hated anti-Semites, but not because they were anti-Semitic. So it's a complicated situation. I think at the end of the day, obviously he wasn't woke, he wasn't progressive, but it's a funny way to kind of present it. And I do think it is interesting that you could frame it as progressive if you wanted. His points, if you take them strictly at face value, they are not anti-progressive. They are not anti, even like collectivist necessarily. Well, maybe collectivist, but like leftist, I mean. So yeah. Now, there is a second part of this video. Was Nietzsche MAGA? So it's the opposite question, figuring out like, okay, was he a right-wing fascist? Was he a Nazi?
I have a friend who I'm pretty sure voted for Donald Trump, and right before Christmas, he was upset because his daughter supported
Great
Harris,
outfit, by the way.
and she didn't want her Republican relatives around for the holidays. My friend couldn't understand this perspective. He said that politics is personal, and you should never shun someone, least of all a family member, for their personal choice. On the flip side, his daughter couldn't understand his perspective. How could you put somebody's choice to vote Trump off to one side? Like, it just doesn't even matter at all. I think we can explain this conflict with a little bit of help from 19th century German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. In fact, I think we can explain a lot of the MAGA movement generally using Nietzsche's work. So, here we go.
Yeah, so, more talking about his relation to right-wing stuff and, the will to power, conspiracism, and stuff like that. It's an interesting video if you want to get to learn Nietzsche. My distillation of this, my understanding, is that Nietzsche was not himself a Nazi, but he was close enough that a lot of Nazis have absorbed his work into their repertoire. The fascists are so starved for intellectual thought to try to present themselves as a legitimate ideology that they latch on to Nietzsche because a lot of his narratives go well with what they want. But it's kind of like, not exactly unlike Ayn Rand in that she also did that, but in many ways went against what they said, and they just kind of try to ignore those parts. So, yeah.
Signal to her, it was just, we enhanced our freedom together. Anti-modernism and Nietzsche are both pretty individualistic. And that's where I think it kind of falls down. This trying to become a heroic individual thing, that to me feels a little bit like being on a treadmill. Because even if you become the great individual and you achieve everything and you become so dominant and strong, like who do you have to share it with? I mean, you know, look at a guy like Elon Musk. He has so much and he's miserable. He's the richest man in the world, but like, you know, ketamine's not that expensive. Nobody who accomplished anything worthwhile ever managed it on their own, and
So yeah, I think this is a great series of videos. I think this is endemic of the new Philosophy Tube trans femme style, and I think it's amazing. I love the presentation here. I love the sort of manic conspiracy board. I love the like troll question titles. It's funny. It's a great time. It's a very interesting way to learn about philosophy. However, there is a third part of this series. Now, I think it's a little questionable whether this is legitimately a third part. It feels a little bit like she kind of tacked it on there. And it's exclusive to Nebula. So I'm not going to be able to really show it to you. I did pull it up. I have it here on Firefox. This one is about, you know, here she says, this video puts into practice a lot of what we learned in both Nietzsche videos, as well as some things from Nolan Gertz's book, Nihilism. So it's kind of tangentially related to the other two videos, but the inclusion of this one actually bumped it up for me. Again, I can't really play it because I think playing a Nebula video on a YouTube stream would be very not cool. But she gets really personal with just how depressing the world is nowadays. The pandemic, the Trump administration. When does this come out? Oh, good. So yeah, Trump 2. It's a bleak video. She talks about how she just keeps playing the Outer Worlds because the Outer Worlds is a world that's also just going through a bunch of horrible things. There's a plague. There's not enough food. There's ultra capitalism. Everyone works for these company towns. But the reason she plays the game is the power fantasy isn't just killing people. The power fantasy is agency. You have agency in this game, and I really relate to that. That's why Kira and I play our Cinematic Fallout game. We role play having agency, because in the real world, we just don't, Not to the same scale, anyway. And she talks about what this game did for her during a very bleak time in her life, and how, the game convinced her that you can do something. You can stop this. And after doing that in the safe space of the video game, she gets up and decides to do something in the real world and starts picking herself back up. It's a short video, but it reminded me why I love the Outer Worlds. I think a lot of people give the Outer Worlds crap for two reasons. And one, it just wasn't as good as Fallout New Vegas. And yeah, I think that's a hard act to follow. But I still like it because I think it has a lot of thematic consistency with Fallout New Vegas. And it also has its own thing to say about capitalism. Some people say that, it's not a good critique of capitalism. Bullcrap. Sure, it could have gone farther. Sure, they never invoked Karl Marx, but I think it's a good critique against capitalism. And the second thing is just that the game Outer Wilds exists, which is one of the best video games ever made. So it has a sort of naming conflict there, being called the Outer Worlds. Yeah. So it's supposed to be part of our Cinematic Fallout series that we play the Outer Worlds at some point because we have a mod that connects the two. And this just reminded me why I love that game. I think Philosophy Tube did some great work here, and I really liked these three videos. That's why they're number 21. Almost made it to the top 20, but not quite. World of Kiwi says, odd, my friend didn't like the Outer Worlds because it was too centrist / pro Soctim for him. Nah, sorry, that's a bad take. I've heard some people say, well, it's not really capitalism because, they're more of a state and, they have this sort of, top-down authoritarian infrastructure. That's capitalism. Technically, landlords are not capitalists. Landlords come from the previous era of feudalism. Adam Smith, capitalist philosopher, was anti-landlord. But come on. Let's be real. Look around you. Look in the modern day. Landlords are part of capitalism. Capitalism built on top of feudalism. So naturally, I think an ultra-capitalist society is going to be also feudalist. Think of BioShock, right? The city of Rapture in BioShock, run by Andrew Ryan, was supposed to be libertarian, anarcho-capitalist, right? but it ended up becoming a dictatorial state because that system is inherently contradictory. Likewise, capitalism resolves by just becoming a dictatorial state. Like, look at this FastPass video I talked about before, where like Disney ended up just ignoring supply-demand curves and just charging everyone the maximum they were willing to pay. So that's a rebuke to that criticism of The Outer Worlds. But the only thing I don't like, so there are two criticisms that do kind of centrify, to use quotations, The Outer Worlds. One, the depiction of the anarchists in that game, I think is genuinely cool, but then there's the moral decision you have to make about them, which tries to frame the leader of the anarchist movement, Graham, as basically Stalin, despite the fact that he's completely based and did nothing wrong. And I really hated that moral choice. Genuinely is the weakest part of the entire game, in my opinion. And the second thing is, after you kill or defeat the CEO of the corporation, there's another person, his assistant, Akande, I think her name was. And she's basically just a straight up fascist. She doesn't actually believe in capitalism. I think some people might say that like having a black woman be kind of the final boss is like, it feels a little bit like you were trying to balance it. Like, you kill the big old white guy and then you have to fight secret evil black woman. Okay, I can see how that could be a bit off-putting. But personally, I feel like what she represents is interesting, even if they did go a little weirdly woke with it. No, I like The Outer Worlds. I think it has a lot to say on capitalism. I think the town of Edgewater, like, here's one of my favorite parts. The first, okay, hold on, let me look up Edgewater. So the first big moral decision, oh, okay, Outer Worlds. The first big decision you have to make in The Outer Worlds is the company town of Edgewater, which is just churning through people. People's gravestones are marked with how much money they owned, and they're renting the gravestones. Just capitalism to its extreme type of thing. The first big decision is some people have left to form like an anarchist commune. And you have to decide who gets to survive, the town or the commune. There's one power core, so, they have to make do. You have an option. You give it to the town, and you kill the commune. You give it to the commune, you kill the town, or you try to convince them to share. I think it's a really fascinating situation because it's one of the main times in video games I think of where the get everyone to get along option is the evil option. Getting them to share is wretched. You're siding with the corporation, you're just moderating it by getting it to include the communists. Like, this town shouldn't survive. They're feeding people scraps and calling it fish, and it's not fish. There's an aid item in this game called bread, but it's B-R-E-D, not B-R-E-A-D. You find out later that's because it's not made from a wheat. It's not actual yeast bread. It is made from the bread worm. Worm. This society is insanely evil and unjust, and by picking the moderate solution and working with both of them, like, you're kind of choosing the bad option. I do think the ending slides, they kind of go tut-tut at you a little bit, which I don't care for. There is some centrist tendencies here. But I still think this game is very valuable for even being willing to critique capitalism as like a mainstream, well, not really AAA, but AA video game. And I think that's very valuable. I like that you're able to reject the camaraderie option here and go for just pure commune. I also think it's worth pointing out that the good ending is siding with Wells, who's just straight up called a terrorist. I mean, what game has you just side with a terrorist and call that the good ending? Like, obviously, like, the American Revolution was made by terrorists. Terrorist is not necessarily an evil phrase. It's very context dependent, but people don't use it that way. And it's just nice to remind people that that's a thing. I love The Outer Worlds, and this video by Abigail really reminded me why I love it. So I would highly recommend watching it if you can get a Nebula trial or subscription. Perhaps if we can eventually play in our Cinemod Fallout series, we can do a review and explain why we like it. But those are just kind of my off the top of my head thoughts. Anyway, so this has been the top 30 video essays. Next time we will do the top 20 and then the top 10. So we got 2 more to go. I think this has been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to play some zombies to round out the day. I will be right back. All right, hello. Let's get to playing some zombies. I gotta call up my partner. Just give me one moment. Hello?
Hello.
Can you try talking, sweetie?
Sorry, yeah?
Can you try talking?
Okay, yes, I can talk. I was just trying to make sure
I
my
don't So I don't know what you're doing, but it sounds like you're echoing because I'm hearing you from the other room. And I don't normally hear you from the other room. Are you like facing towards the door or something? Are you extra loud than normal?
No, I should be fine.
It's a strange experience for me. I'm hearing you twice.
Okay, sorry.
I'm not
I
trying
can
to I'm not trying to
usually-
lecture you. I'm just trying to audio solve, okay? Trying to troubleshoot here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when we get into the game I won't notice it as much, but yeah.
Okay.
I think you were just being loud. Try talking in a softer tone.
Okay, can you hear me all right? Is everything okay? Does this work?
Yeah, that's better. I think you were just being particularly loud.
Okay.
All right, let's start up Plutonium and let's get into the game.
Yep.
You don't have to whisper though. Just, just do what you did last time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, game is loading. We'll be doing what we do every time. We're going to be playing Call of Duty Zombies, going through some of the older levels for nostalgia's sake. All right, the game has loaded, but you guys don't see it yet. There we go. There we go. We are playing some of the older custom zombie maps that were modded into the game.
Mm-hmm. Are we playing Alien Defense?
Yes, we are doing Alien Zombies today. At least that's the first one we'll do. We'll probably do more after that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me launch Alien Defense.
Let me know when to join.
Wait, why can't people see? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it has to relaunch the game whenever we do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to enter the game alone right now because I need to do some tweaking of the lighting setting. To remind people, this game is so old, the lighting, the brightness setting doesn't work the way it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's definitely a bit bright. Let me just fix that real quick. Okay, there. That's better. All right. Just go ahead and join in, sweetie.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to restart. Even turning it down, the level is still quite bright.
Yeah, wow.
Great, power's out.
Ooh.
Okay, so the idea here is it's a very different layout. The alien zombies or whatever are coming from across. It's like a shooting gallery. We have to prevent them from reaching us. Or the teleporters specifically. I wish they had barriers here to indicate that we can't walk down, because I feel like we should be allowed to walk down. I don't like that we can't. But yeah, apparently there's an invisible wall here. Oh my goodness. There's so many. Don't expect to get a lot of knife kills on this one. One got through. Which side are they coming through? Over here. Oh, okay, there's a little warning. They tell us when they've breached through. Sweetie, are you still there?
Yeah, okay. I was just trying to freak out.
Okay, you can buy more ammo for the starting pistol over there. Ah! Okay, that was close.
Uh-oh, they breached again.
I wish you wouldn't spam it 5 times every time they did that. Once is enough.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Ah, I didn't get enough to go to the box. That's lame. We have some doors to open. I presume we could buy stuff if we go... Wait, what did you just do?
I bought the pistol.
Oh, it's on both sides. I see.
Uh-huh.
Is it lagging to you guys at all? Oh my goodness, there's so many. Alright, grenade! Grenade missed!
Nope. Get.
Alright, I have enough to go to the box.
Okay.
I got the Wunderwaffe!
Nice.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Oh my god, that is so epic.
Yeah, that's amazing. Alright. I'm gonna go to the box again. I don't feel like the Wunderwaffe is gonna be sufficient.
I really need ammo.
Alright, Uzi, that's something. Okay, sweetie, you're not able to go to the box because you keep buying ammo.
I needed ammo. Don't.
Have you tried missing less?
Oh, shut up.
Alright, we need to get into those other rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this challenge is going to be hard because there's just nothing that stops them from getting through. This is definitely like a sharpshooter thing. I wonder if the sniper rifle would be good on this level.
Maybe it would be.
Maybe, oh, maybe we can get some turrets. Maybe we'll unlock that later. That'd be cool.
Ooh, that could be...
One got through.
I don't think it did. Oh god, they're coming in.
There's so many. Alright, I zapped him. Oh, more. Nope. Ooh, that was close. Sweetie, help!
I'm trying to.
I'm doing this all by myself because you just have a pistol. You just have a pistol. Alright, I'm opening a door. Oh no, are you kidding me?
What?
Okay, Deadshot Daiquiri, there's just so many doors. I am out of money. This level's gonna be ridiculously hard, isn't it? Wait a minute.
I got a Kiparis.
Wait, what? They have less ammo for the Wunderwaffe in this one. I only have 3 shots left.
Oh.
That's bullcrap. I don't think we're going to be playing this level for very long. I feel like the expectations for this one are going to be low.
Well, we will see.
At least there's a lot of stuff to get points on, I guess.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm going to save the Wunderwaffe for emergencies. Which looks like we're about to be in one.
Yep. I am out of ammo. Help.
You mean do the entire game by myself? Got it.
Oh my god.
What?
You got that just as I got the stupid weapon.
Why didn't you didn't see it?
No, I didn't.
It was right next to the box, literally right next to it. And they designed this to be such a bad, like you can't really camp here, right?
Yeah.
I wish there were barriers here that at least would slow them down, but I think they probably took them down when they realized that changed the way the game played. Alright, I'm gonna open up some more doors.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, they only give you 6 shots for the Wunderwaffe. Stamina up? That's useless. I guess, you know, except for like running back and forth down these lanes, I guess.
Maybe the left side is better.
They cranked up double tap to 3,500. Are you kidding me? That's just. Oh, what's Dead Shell Daiquiri? 1,500. Okay, that's normal. All right. Oh wait, I know why. Because double tap would actually be really useful on this level. Because this level's all about like aiming and shooting. So if your bullets do more damage.
Yeah.
Okay, then I might want to grab double tap actually. All right, they're coming. Help.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, they definitely lowered ammo.
Is it for everything? No! No! Oh! I missed the knife!
Oh, what?
One came up, I turned around, and one was just there because neither of us was looking. I tried to knife, and then I missed, and they got in.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let's try again, but I guess we'll go down the left side instead of the right side.
Yeah, we might want to.
Alright, join now. Alright, please try to buy guns earlier, sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
I felt a lot of pressure on me that time.
Okay. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Not everyone can be as good as me. The main reason I got this level is just because I thought the gameplay dynamic was interesting and unique enough to be worth trying.
Yeah, I agree with that actually.
Though I have to admit, I don't feel like sharpshooting is necessarily the most fun thing to do.
Popped his head like a melon.
There's one coming up behind.
We'll just knife. Ah, one off.
Okay.
Come on. I keep missing. They're so far away. There we go. Box time. I was thinking I'm not going to get the Vunderwaffe again, but also does it really matter when you only have 6 shots?
Yeah.
Get back in the dirt.
You having fun, sweetie?
Uh-huh.
I was telling people how it had been kind of a tough day, or a tough week, rather, earlier on the stream.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I imagine you agree with that.
Yeah. It has been a tough week.
The Mario D&D game that we play's been going pretty well, though.
I'm completely out of ammo. God damn it.
Oh. Alright. Yeah, you guys are doing the final fight against Bowser now.
Yep.
Hopefully I can balance it correctly. Balancing D&D is kind of hard. You know, people say balancing Pathfinder is easier, but like when you were running that Pathfinder game for us, the balancing was also all over the place. I think that's mostly cope.
I think I was just not very good at it.
I don't know, is it really that good of a balancing system though if someone picks it up and is that bad at it?
better than 5e, which gives you
hold.
hardly
Sorry, you're a little loud, sweetie.
any guidelines at all.
Pathfinder gives you guidelines? I wasn't really feeling that.
Yeah, it does. I just didn't respect the difficulties enough, honestly.
If you say so, I'm still sus.
Of course you are, because you hate Pathfinder.
Oh, what'd you get?
HBRA3.
I think that's a light machine gun. Hey! Sweetie, they've already breached. Keep an eye out.
Okay.
Just knife while we got it for extra points, you know?
Yeah.
They look freaky. Oh, it's just the weird head on top of the green body. Alright, we're gonna go left this time. I'm gonna open up some doors.
Okay.
Purple. Oh, flopper.
Okay.
Alright, that's as far as I can get. Oh, I guess we could shoot over here.
Yeah, we can.
I don't know if we really want to, though. I guess we can do it for a bit. Got this. I guess this isn't so bad. It's just them moving laterally to use a little harder. Oh, one's getting through. Alright, which side are you coming from? Left or right?
You can shoot under the thing over here, too.
Under the thing?
Under the big area that you started.
Oh, I see. Alright. I'm gonna open up some more doors. Speed cola, not bad.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, is Juggernaut gonna be at the very end? I wish these windows were a little lower. Oh, what?
Mule kick.
Oh. I mean, that would be a good one to have, I guess. I don't feel like it matters, though. I can definitely see why they made double tap more expensive. And there's no way we're going to survive long enough to get it.
Oh yeah! Need another clip here!
Oh my goodness. This weapon is so weak!
Incoming.
Alright. Oh, what? No! Ah, one got past me.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't even see it. They have these two entrances, so I was going back and forth, and I missed one.
Yeah.
Alright. I say we move on. It's a fun experimental level. Well, okay, it's not that fun. It was nice to try, but I don't want to keep playing it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you okay with that, sweetie?
Yep.
Okay. So what levels do we have left? Oh, you know what? I forgot to switch over Twitch to say that we were playing zombies. Let me fix that real quick.
Okay. I think we still have Quiz V2. Quarter challenge, I guess. Darius 2.0. And maybe, did we play the Mars one?
Hold on, I have to exit the game to switch over.
Okay.
All right, launching the game again. So how's it going?
Fine.
You seem kind of subdued today.
Ooh, I just didn't sleep well last night.
All right, so we did Alien Defense. We did Armory, Christmas. We're skipping Corridor. We did Dead Sand Elite, Dead Ship. There is Darius 2.0, but I think we wanted to end on that one. We did Hello Kitty, the Halloween, One Window. Now Quiz, there's that one. Super Mario, Mars, Saloon. So yeah, so all we have left is Darius 2.0 as well as Quiz. You want to do Quiz?
Did we do Mars? Oh, yes, we did.
Yes, we did do Mars. That was the Doom level.
All right, yeah.
All right, we're going to do Quiz now. So I'm launching. All right. So Quiz is a map made by a person who went by the name of Quiz. It's Quiz V2, the second version. And they named it after themselves. And the whole point of this map was basically to be a satire of custom zombie maps, which is why we couldn't play it early on. I wanted to save it till near the end.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be a weird one. All right?
All right.
Go ahead and join. I'm not sure how the brightness is gonna work. We'll figure it out.
Okay. What? Oh.
Power weak.
Okay, I definitely need to adjust the brightness here. Just try to keep us alive while I do that. Oh, we're so dead.
Oh, yep.
A little darker. Okay. Now I need to change it on the OBS side, because now it's way too dark on OBS. Okay. I think we're good now. You ready to play for real?
Yeah.
So yeah, this one starts a little funky, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit of a seizure warning, maybe. Alright. So, look at the lines. If we follow the lines, we'll find the Easter egg.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is kind of a troll level, but I think it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Alright, what is this over here? Oh, that's Speed Cola. We need power, though. Okay, what else we got? Oh, is this a... what? Oh, it's a shiny weapon, M14. And we have Quick Revive. Okay, it looks all like all the buyable things are like a chrome. What is this? I have no idea what these are. Okay. Is this a jukebox? Oh, I can play a song. Well, I'm not going to do it.
There's a Bowie knife on this level.
Oh, really? Ooh, 3,000. I want it. I want it. Run!
Ah!
I'll leave them away. All right, I'm coming to get you, sweetie. Got you stuck in the corner.
Yeah.
Perhaps you are of use.
Oh, I think it's too dark. Oh, crap. I need to lighten the settings a bit. Oh!
Oh, I got negative points.
Oh, all right. I have to increase the brightness on OBS a little bit. Hopefully I don't die.
You probably will.
I did die. You didn't help me at all. You ran away.
There's like a ton of zombies. Okay.
Wow. Okay. I should have known. I AFK for a second and we're dead.
Shut up.
Imagine that.
All right.
Turn the power on. How original.
I guess it's fine. It's just a little dark in some areas. This is a land of high contrasts.
Yep.
I want to get the Bowie knife. I had just bought it when you died.
Okay.
The Bowie knife is really good for like one-hit kills up to like round like 11 in normal zombies.
Okay.
So if you can afford to get it early, it's good to have.
CZ75?
It's just a better pistol.
Okay.
Fuck you up, freak bag. Can't touch this. Eat someone else, freak bag. Get out of my way.
I need to get out of the corner. I think you want to definitely keep moving on this type of map.
Yeah.
Okay. You're down.
You
Yeah.
guys are too stupid to quit.
This gun's kind of loud.
Back up over here.
Yeah.
I see you got stuck on the railing.
Perhaps
Yep.
you are of use.
Ooh.
I'm killing them, you're killing them, even fucking Doc is killing them.
Nope, 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 nope. I'm got stuck in the corner.
Told you it wasn't on the menu.
Nice, nice. Oh, I can afford it now. All right. I'm going to be a knifing machine.
Okay.
Salvation lies above. All right, that's telling us we need to go above.
Yep.
Looks like there's two paths. 2,000 points for this way. I got double slapped. I'm dead now.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna try to get you up.
Just run them away. Okay, you're gonna die. Come on, let me restart. I guess we'll try again.
This level's so hard.
Ah!
I need a fucking perk. Let's go find the power.
So we can go up this way too. This would funnel them all in one direction.
We could stand back to back up there and you can do one side of the railing and I could do the other.
Not a bad idea. I want to get the Bowie knife before we do that though.
Okay.
I'll grind you up.
Oh, what is this? Oh, the mystery box. It's locked in here? What? That's weird. Shoot him a bit and then knife. What? Okay.
What? What?
What?
Why did I get minus points?
Oh, it's a bonus point, and sometimes it's negative, I guess.
Great. Now I got 0 points.
You have 200. You're fine. All right. I am buying this. All right. Do you want to hang out up here then?
Sure, yeah.
Are you just using the normal pistol?
I have to. I couldn't afford anything else.
Oh, no. What about the M14?
I couldn't afford to buy it before
Okay, stop
I
yelling.
got...
Stop yelling.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, no, 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 no!
I'm completely out of ammo.
I can't do this on my own, sweetie. I really need you to help.
I can't help if
Sweetie,
you take
sweetie,
my point.
I'm not taking your points. You need to knife more in the early rounds. I think you have to knife to be able to survive this one.
Okay.
Oh, that's not ideal. The Pack-a-Punch is right there in the beginning.
Yep.
Just put a few bullets in them and then knife. If you can. I would recommend you buy a wall weapon.
Yep.
You a freak bag.
Ah, damn it.
You can stop shooting. You don't get points while you're down.
Okay.
I will do same for you, warrior.
Oh, crap. I thought that one had already been wounded. It wasn't. It's hard to do knifing without Juggernog, but we have to manage. Oh man, I didn't get enough for the Bowie knife this time because I went down. I think going down really takes away a lot of your points. Come over here. We're going to hide out in the corner. We're probably going to die.
I can't believe we got another dog round again.
Yeah, they definitely made them earlier. At this early of a round, a few bullets and a knife does take care of them. Oh, crap. See, the moment one of us goes down on a dog round, the dogs just all pounce on the other person. We die.
Yep.
I like this level. I just... we need to get a better start, and then we can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a carbine over here. And a bouncing Betty.
Yeah.
I still gonna go for knives.
Okay.
Hell yeah, that was sweet.
All right. Come on, try to get them before they get up. Oh, don't want to get cornered. Gotta be careful. Oh. Oh no. I'm coming, sweetie.
Okay, I got the insta kill for you.
Thank you. Did you get a gun yet?
I will do
I'm going to go grab one now.
Swim in your skin, maggot whores!
Oh, nice. Good timing. 400 points.
Yeah.
Wait, it's supposed to be. Did they not do that on this level? Oh, great. Oh, that stinks. I really don't like that. Oh, now they're running.
Yeah.
Alright, got the Bowie knife! I'm stuck in a corner! Oh!
I'm gonna try to get you, okay?
I couldn't even get it. I mean, I did get it, but like, you're dead. Don't get me.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, yep, run them around. Get as far as you can, and then run as fast as you can to me. Now. Run. You got this, sweetie. Oh, no, you do not got this.
I got you.
Thank you. Oh, that was good. Good job, sweetie.
You're better at this than me, so I'm sure you can get me up.
Alright, you're a little loud.
Sorry.
It's okay. Alright, run! Come on. Go. I just realized the Bowie knife actually counts as a weapon on this level rather than a knife.
Oh. What does that mean?
It means I have to hold it out to use it.
Oh.
Oh, goodness. Okay, maybe the Bowie knife wasn't the best thing to get. Ah. This is so risky. I don't know what that was. Alright, do you want to go up the middle or the side?
The middle.
Alright, come on, follow me. Dogs, sweetie, dogs.
Okay.
This is the power.
Alright. Let's stay up here.
Oh, do they all spawn from the lower level?
Possibly.
Nope.
Nope.
At least maybe dogs don't. Oh, there's so many at once.
Yeah.
Help!
I tried to.
Behind you!
Yeah.
Behind you?
Yep.
Shoot!
The dog runs are so hard.
All right, one left. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh, we made it. All right.
We got Juggernog.
Where?
Right here.
Okay, that will make my knifing strategy more doable.
Yeah.
All right. 2,000 for the next door. How do we get to the mystery box? Are they gonna like nickel and dime us on that?
I don't know.
All right. Hopefully they all spawn from below. I think.
Auto turrets.
Okay, sweetie, they're coming. They're coming.
Okay.
They're coming. What are you doing?
I'm right behind you.
Shoot!
Yep.
All right, this is decent. It's not gonna last forever though.
Yeah.
Maybe get a different angle so you can shoot them around me. No, get a different angle. Like, shoot from the side.
Okay.
Oh, help. I need help. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I'm hurt. I'm too hurt. Oh, you're about to go down?
Yep.
They're electric grenades. I need a better weapon.
Yeah, I need a better weapon too. There's the FAMAS.
Yep, grabbing it. I'm gonna open another door.
Okay.
What is this? Ubernades. Okay.
Oh, it's the kill.
Grab it. I'm gonna look around with my points while you kill him.
Okay.
We have a shotgun. Wait. Oh, does this just go back down the other way? How do you go up higher? I have no idea. We need to leave a crawler.
Okay.
Grab the double points. Grab it.
Where is it?
Right in front of you.
I don't see it.
It's right in front of you.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Try not to kill the crawlers if you can.
Okay.
Oh, you killed the crawlers.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not good. All right. Auto turrets 2000.
There's a M40A3.
Some type of shotgun.
Oh, okay.
Double tap. Ooh, you know what? I think I'm gonna buy that.
Okay.
And then this is some other type of shotgun. All right, we probably don't want to open any more doors over that direction.
Yeah.
Help! I'm getting hit by something I don't see. Oh, it's a crawler.
I'll leave the crawler.
I am a knifing machine. First person shooter. More like first person knifer. Watch out for the crawler. Shoot! Help!
I got a sniper rifle because I need ammo.
Oh. I didn't even see where the sniper rifle was. Watch out! You went down to the crawler.
Oh no. There aren't that many zombies left. You can handle it, right?
I did it. We have 2 crawlers.
Okay.
Okay, we have a ton of points. Hopefully we can do something good here.
Yeah. There's this question mark over here.
I don't know what to do with that. Wait. Do I shoot this? Nope. It doesn't seem to do anything. Alright, I'm gonna go buy Speed Cola.
You can spend 3,000 points.
The box opened up when we turned the power on.
Nice.
Living the fast life. That's the way I roll.
Interesting. PPSH. Haha. What else should I buy? You know, I think there was Quick Revive over here, right? Wait, did the Pack-a-Punch open? It did not. It's on, but it's not open. Alright, I'll buy Quick Revive so I can get you up.
I fucking hate fish!
Alright.
Oh, I need Juggernaut.
So I don't know if how the Easter egg is doable. If it is here, it's probably obtuse for no reason. Don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, they're blocking the path. That's not good.
Yep.
So if we open the door on the other side, they will kill us. They will come from both sides.
Yeah, we really need to keep that one closed. I think we have a good strategy.
Yeah, but there's more higher on in the map, you see?
Yeah.
But I just don't know how to get up there.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with this cage over here. Like, maybe it's an elevator or something.
I don't know. What if it's all meaningless and it's just a troll? I have to wait till you move the crawlers out of the way, which you're not. Okay, never mind. The crawlers have been moving back and forth on that one area that I can't get past because you're not moving them.
Okay. I mean, we could just kill one of them.
I mean, we could, but they're both in the way.
No, there's only one in the way now. There. Okay.
Alright. Yeah, what's this question mark? Wait, what? Oh. You can get on top of it a little bit. Alright, what else we got? We got turrets, ammo refill. Still have no idea what these are.
Oh, a pistol.
Wait, the lines lead somewhere. Wait. The red one leads to the Pack-a-Punch, I think.
Oh.
The red cable goes to the Pack-a-Punch, which goes to the purple block.
I don't know how to activate the purple block, though.
You press the reload button on the purple keys.
Oh.
Did it open? No, it didn't. There's more. There's more. You have to reach them somehow. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Can I get over this?
I can't do anything with these ones down here.
You can shoot them after all.
Oh.
I couldn't do it before, but now I can. That's 3. Are there any more? Pack-a-Punch is still locked up. Seems like you have to activate one before you can do the thing.
Okay.
Oh, I just activated the white one. I hope you can't... I hope it's not like one at a time type of thing. They have different sound effects. Nice. Okay, yeah, let's just get all of the squares, I guess. Nice, nice. We're getting them. Gotta collect them all. Wait, what?
I can't do it. Oh, wait. There we go.
It's not letting me get the yellow one anymore. Or at least not this one.
I got the red one.
I can't get this yellow one for some reason. And I can't shoot the red ones. Can you shoot the red ones? Hey.
I tried. I can't. No, it doesn't work.
Wait, what? That was weird. Wait. What? Buy some light bulbs. That was a weird prompt. How do I get to come back up again?
Open Pack-a-Punch costs 3,500.
I bought some light bulbs.
What do they do?
I have no idea. I just bought them. I think they made more light? Oh, it's less dark now. Wait, what'd you say about something?
The Pack-a-Punch costs 3,500 to open.
Oh, where?
It's up by the purple thing.
Oh, so we finally got them all, so we can purchase it now.
Yep.
Nice. All right. Oh, there's a symbol on it now. Okay, 3,500. We never got enough of the white ones, though.
Okay. For some reason I can't get that red one that's below here.
Seems like you can't shoot the red ones for some reason.
I think you'd have to get on top of the... I can't reach it. It's impossible to get.
There has to be a different way to get it. Oh. Probably. Grenade doesn't work.
I got another red one. Oh, another white one. It was hidden between some of the panels on this floor here.
Interesting. What else is there? That's not all the white ones, apparently. I'll keep looking around.
I don't see any more, fortunately. Oh, I got the green thing open.
Oh, what's it do? Does it say?
No, it doesn't say.
Does it have points?
Nope. It looks like it's open, but it isn't doing anything.
I have no idea how to do the red ones. I've tried throwing explosives. I've tried shooting. They're not close enough to activate.
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming. Coming down.
Okay. Oh, there's a yellow one up there.
Nice. Okay, so green. It doesn't say, huh? I can't activate. But what's it go to? All right, what's green go to? It goes into the wall over here.
I can't get this yellow one. Look.
Yeah,
it's right up here.
I don't know why. It's frustrating. That one might be glitched. Oh, I knifed it. Huh.
Oh, interesting.
There's no way I can knife that one, though.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to do an upgraded gun to get the red one.
Maybe.
All right, so what else we got? So the green line goes straight into a wall. Not really sure what that's about.
Yeah.
Blue, though. There's a blue one. Where does that one go to? That one
Maybe.
goes into this wall. I think that might be the last white one, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I think there might be some secret doors. But if that's the last white one, let me go see if we can open it now.
No. It's still closed.
Are you kidding me?
Yep. Still looks closed.
Oh, that's frustrating. Well, I feel like we're kind of at an impasse here.
Yeah. That sucks.
I thought we were
Maybe
making
we
some...
have to buy the Pack-a-Punch?
Maybe. I can't afford it, though. Neither can you.
Yeah, not right now.
Trying to see if there's any other hidden ones. Yeah, I don't see anything. All right, let's just do the round, I guess.
There's a yellow one up there, but
Can't
I
get
don't
it.
think. Yeah. All right, let's do the next round.
Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Get up! I want to kill you more.
I wonder
I
what.
bought the shotgun.
Nice. I wonder what upgrading the Bowie knife does.
I don't know. Wait, the white one looks like it's open now.
No.
No, never mind.
Nice. I have the PPSH.
Nice.
All right. Now they're coming for real. No more insta-kill. This is a great camping spot.
Yeah.
Are you next to me?
Yeah. Reloading.
I don't need to tell you when I'm reloading because I got speed cola.
I got speed cola too.
Oh, never mind. Wait. No, don't kill. Don't kill. Oh, great. They're not going to be a crawler. You killed them.
Oh, I did?
Yep.
Oh.
All right.
Shit.
Pack a punch.
All right.
I opened it. Dog round. That's
Oh.
bad. All right.
Oh.
Over here. I think this
Over
is the
here.
best place over here.
Hopefully shotgun will do him in one hit.
I don't know if you killed that one or if I did.
Yeah.
Okay, Bowie knife is not a one-hit kill on them. But together, you shotgunning me knifing, we might be able to do this. Oh no. Okay, we did it.
I'm reloading.
Ah! Help! Help!
Yep.
Alright, I blew myself up a little bit. One left. Alright, reload.
Alright. Yep.
I'm gonna go pack a punch as fast as possible. I am pack a punching the Bowie knife. I am so doing that. Yes.
Okay. It still costs 5,000, right?
Rainbow, yes. It's called the Insta-Guts. Nice, nice, nice.
Nice.
We need to leave a crawler this time. Look at.
Yeah.
Can you see the chrome or not?
Yes, I can. It's so cool.
One hit kill again. Yes.
You're having way too much fun.
Look, my next D&D character is gonna be a crazy girl. Oh, actually, wait, I shouldn't say. Oh, yeah, no one's probably watching. A crazy girl with a knife. So I gotta practice.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm a little close. You keep taking my kills.
There are 100 left.
Help! Back up! Back up! Back up! I'm getting a little overwhelmed.
Okay.
All right. Let's just back up. Let's back up a bit. All right. We're only on round 9. Oh, back up! Back up! They definitely increased the number of zombies per round.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, I was getting a little overwhelmed.
Did
See,
we get some crawlers?
I think so, yeah. But I told you, like, as long as we got past the early bit, we're gonna do fine.
Yeah.
I think the zombie numbers are literally doubled. I think we should be on like round like 15 by this point.
Wow.
That's my guess anyway.
You meatheads are too stupid to quit?
Where's the crawler at? There it is.
It's right over there, yeah.
Alright, we have 2. Alright, let's let them get up here.
I'm gonna pack punch my shotgun.
Nice.
Also, you can buy ammo for the entire team.
For only 3,000? But it's whatever current weapon you have out.
Yeah.
It's still pretty good, though.
You gonna buy it?
No.
Hmm.
I'm
What?
gonna go Pack-a-Punch.
Yeah, I'm gonna pack punch too.
I'm gonna Pack-a-Punch the PPSH because it's such a good weapon.
I'm gonna pack a punch the FAMAS.
Alright.
And my shotgun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Chest pump.
Oh yes, Nikolai likes very much.
Raging Bull and chest pump.
Alright. Mile 1. I have no idea what that's supposed to be a reference to. Please let it not be a Russian war crime. Please. Oh, can you get the red ones now?
No.
Aw, man. How are you supposed to get the red ones?
I don't know.
I'm gonna buy the Bouncing Betty. Now we have mines. Oh! The green one opened up for some reason. Open hidden weapons cache. Okay, probably opened the secret door. It did!
What weapons?
The
does it
last
have?
white one.
It has M16 and
Vector.
Vector.
So just-
What's a Vector?
It's a submachine gun, assault rifle. It's basically just a better wall weapon.
Okay.
Okay, can we open the blue one now or not?
This one?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it.
Maybe you're only allowed to open 1 per round or something?
Maybe. But I don't know. Here.
Alright, so that should be the last white one. For goodness sake, let it be. And
Yeah.
no. No.
Oh, great.
So we have to open up that blue one next somehow.
Okay. Oh, there! I see a blue one.
Where?
It's over here. I got it. I got it.
Wait. I want you to tell me, where was it?
It was over here.
Oh, in the corner.
And I
That's so mean.
I got the white one above me too.
Okay, was that both of them? Okay, no, white is still closed. Alright, let's go see if we can open the blue one now.
Yeah, that might have been the last blue one.
Yes, open door 5,000.
Oh no. Okay.
And that might be where the last white one is.
Maybe, yeah.
I actually really like this Easter egg for just kind of how straightforward it is. Like, I'm able to solve it on my own without having to look up YouTube guides.
Yep.
Though it might not be like the super crazy thing. This just might be how you access the Pack-a-Punch and other cool things.
Oh,
What?
I see another white one.
What? Where?
It's over there. It's over there on the ceiling.
You're
See?
you're so clever, sweetie. I love you.
I love you too.
That was it. Okay, but we can't.
Oh.
Well, we can't do it. No, I guess it wasn't it.
What is... Oh, I guess not. Okay.
Maybe we're almost there though.
Yep.
All right, let's kill and let's move on.
All right.
Ooh, I got mines. I should like place them somewhere.
You should place them on the route up to us, or... Ooh, yes.
Just in the corners in case we get trapped or something. Like maybe over here.
Yeah.
All right. We're doing so well, sweetie. I'm so proud of you. Oh, trying to get that yellow one.
Yeah.
I think the yellow ones you have to activate.
Okay.
You can't shoot.
Well, I hope that we can get enough points to open that door soon.
Not killing myself for that teddy bear, but I will for that one.
What's that one?
Oh hey, I got a text. Can you kill him for a bit for me?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
Can I get in the front so I can knife?
Yeah.
Oh, help, 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 help! Oh, that's bad. Sweetie.
How am I supposed to get you?
Kill them! Throw grenades or something! Oh, great. We're dead, aren't we? Oh, okay. You just ran away. I can't use the Bowie knife while I'm down on this level? That's bullcrap.
Oh my god. I was running back around to get you.
I knew it. I went down. The game was over.
Oh, fuck you. It's impossible to get you when you're on such a...
I will have gotten you. I will have gotten you.
Don't say that.
Alright, well that level was definitely fun, but I really don't want to play it again and hit all the buttons again. I imagine doing that over and over again would get quite tedious.
Okay, but I kind of really want to play at least one more time because we were so close.
Nah, I'm good. I actually, something has come up and I think I need to end stream early, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
You remember that, the ordeal I'm currently juggling right now.
Yeah, alright.
It's unfortunate, but hey, we got what we wanted to do done. That's why I'm willing to end early. We played Alien Zombies and we played Quiz. We could keep replay, but you know, I think we got a good slice of the experience. So next time we'll play Dare East 2.0, and that will be the last of the custom zombie maps we play, and then we will move on to Black Ops.
We might have to prep Black Ops ahead of time.
Oh, well, we will, absolutely. It's going to work completely differently. You probably at least won't have to use the console to join me. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been a lot of fun playing. I'm sorry for ending a little early, but, you know, it's been fun.
Yep.
All right, see you guys later.
Bye.